नमस्कार सभी भक्तजनों का स्वागत है हमारे थर्सडे के जूम सत्संग मीटिंग में। हम लोग पतंजलि योग सूत्र का अध्ययन करते आ रहे हैं। तो अभी मैं मंगलाचरण से शुरू करूंगा, इसके बाद हम अपना अध्ययन प्रारंभ करेंगे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेव। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। चलिए हम पतंजलि योग सूत्र चतुर्थ अध्याय फोर्थ चैप्टर सूत्र नंबर 11 पर आ गए हैं। तो पिछले सप्ताह हमने सूत्र नंबर 10 स्टडी किया था, जो कि था तासाम अनादित्वम चाशिषो नित्यत्वात्। थर्स्ट फॉर हैप्पीनेस बीइंग इटर्नल, डिजायर्स आर विदाउट बिगिनिंग। उसका तात्पर्य था ऑल एक्सपीरियंस इज preceded by desire for becoming happy. There was no beginning of experience, as each fresh experience is built upon the tendency generated by past experience. Therefore, desire is without beginning. Number 11. हेतु फलाश्रयालंबने संगृहीत्वाद एषाम अभावे तदभावः। being held together by cause, effect, support, and objects. In the absence of these is its absence. Wow, a little bit difficult to understand. बट purport में कह रहे हैं स्वामी जी, these desires are held together by cause and effect. If a desire has been raised, it does not die without producing its effect. Then again, the mind stuff is the great storehouse, the support of all past desires reduced to samskara form. Until they have worked themselves out, they will not die. Moreover, so long as the senses receive the external objects, fresh desires will arise. If it be possible to get rid of these, then alone desires will vanish. जब तक हमें एक्सटर्नल ऑब्जेक्ट्स का मतलब के जो हम देख रहे हैं मटेरियल नेचर प्रकृति से हमारा सामना हो रहा है, जब तक वो उससे सामना होता रहेगा, डिज़ायर्स जो उपजती रहेंगी उनको रोकना पॉसिबल नहीं है. ओनली थिंग इज़ कि जब डिज़ायर्स अराइज हो तो उनका जो दमन करना या उनको अपने वश में रखना ताकि वो कार्यान्वित ना हो तो उसको वो फलीभूत भी नहीं होगी. तो जब डिज़ायर कार्यान्वित हो जाती है फिर फलीभूत होती है, पर डिज़ायर्स तो ज़रूर अराइज होती हैं और उसके वो संस्कारों में परिवर्तित हो जाती हैं. दिस इज़ हाउ इज़ एक्सप्लेन्ड इन हियर.
So if you have desires, then it becomes kind of your habit, which is your sanskar. So, but why does a desire come?
Yeah.
How does a desire arise?
या अभी उन्होंने 10th में यही बोला था कि all experience is preceded by desire for becoming happy. So यहाँ पर अगर हम आए हैं तो you know we will seek some happiness. So उसके लिए वो desire आ जाती है. There was no beginning of experience, as each fresh experience is built upon the tendency generated by past experience. Therefore, desire is without beginning. So it's just part of the process कि अगर आपने जन्म लेना है और उसके बाद फिर ये जीवन जीना है, मनुष्य जीवन, तो उसमें हैप्पीनेस के लिए डिज़ायर तो आएगी और उसको वो ज़रूरी है डिज़ायर आनी, कि उसके बगैर फिर हैप्पीनेस का कोई काम नहीं है. अदर देन दैट you just become a yogi and then just stop all mental process, जो जैसे हम मेडिटेशन में बैठते हैं कि सब मेंटल प्रोसेस जो है स्टॉप हो जाए किसी तरह से. सो वो स्थिति वो बना के रखना चाहते हैं, एंड अगर उनकी बन जाए तो देन दे आर सक्सेसफुल. देन दे काइंड ऑफ दे से जो अब तक जो डिज़ायर्स थिंग वो हम भुगत लिए कुछ तो, और अगर उसका भुगतान होना है तो हो जाए, मगर आगे के लिए हम सारी की सारी डिज़ायर्स जो हैं उनको स्टॉप कर रहे हैं.
So you are saying happiness is the cause of desire?
ये थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट सब्जेक्ट है मेरे लिए. ये विनीत जी कुछ बताएंगे. विनीत जी आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए प्लीज़.
या हैप्पीनेस, या जैसे आप कह रहे हैं it is the quest for happiness that is the cause of desire. और happiness कैसा मिलता है? It is not a permanent happiness, it's a transient happiness. जैसे object है, object by itself is just जड़ा, उसमें कोई happiness नहीं है. But when that object comes in the mind, when the mind goes out and reaches that object, then that sankalp comes and the sankalp of desire comes. And once the desire is accomplished, the happiness is because the mind has come back to its source. It has the self. So the happiness is in the self. It is not in the object. So जैसे उसमें Upanishads में भी दिया हुआ है that the things are dear to you not because of the things themselves. Like the wife is dear to you not because of the wife, but because of the self. Things that sun is dear to you not because of the sun, because of the self. तो हर एक ऑब्जेक्ट जो है, it is dear not because of the object itself. Objects जो जड़ है, it is dear because of the transient happiness that you get when the mind comes back again to its source. So desire accomplished हो जाता है तो mind comes back to its source, and that creates the happiness of the self. So you experience the self for that transient moment. But again, since it is not a continuous, it's like an on and off. So the mind becomes shant for some time, you experience the happiness of the self, then it goes out again because you know that you want to get that experience that happiness again and again. But since the discrimination is not there, that you are the self itself and there is no need to go out and to get seek the happiness in the objects, it will keep on going, it will keep on desiring, and it's an endless process, it will never end, until the discrimination comes that no, you yourself are the self and you're getting the happiness from the self, and there is no need to reach outside to get that happiness. The happiness is within you, it's not outside. So as Deepak ji kah rahe, that requires the process of discrimination, and either by meditation or various upayas, or ultimately getting the realization that no, there is no need to go anywhere, you are the self, और happiness कहीं है ही नहीं है. एक example देते हैं बहुत, I mean, I've heard it in various talks, whether this is going after objects is like a dog eating the bone, वो हड्डी क्यों खाता है? Not because of the bone में उसको कोई स्वाद नहीं आता. I think this is a very stereotyped example. Most of you must have heard it already, I think, कि उसको हड्डी में स्वाद नहीं है, but because when he's chewing the bone, the blood comes out from his gums and he tastes the blood and he finds happiness in the blood, not in the bone. So similarly, we are finding happiness not in the objects what we are desiring and getting it, but in the happiness of the self. When the desire is fulfilled, the self is experienced, and you get a transient sense of happiness which goes away again because it's not a full understanding, and it keeps on going on and off like alternating current.
Actually, desire is never fulfilled. Yeah, मैंने एक सेंट को सुना था, बड़े ऑलमोस्ट 40 years बैक, उन्होंने एक शेर उर्दू का सुनाया था कि कौसर भी खिंचाए तो नीयत नहीं भरती. कौसर होता है अमृत का दरिया, रिवर ऑफ, जिसको अमृत का दरिया कहते हैं. कौसर भी खिंचाए तो नीयत नहीं भरती, अब से दरिया, अब से डिजायर वो है जिसका साहिल नहीं होता. सो देयर इज नो लिमिट ऑफ डिजायर, यू कांट फिल इट. इसके लिए अगर आपके पास डिजायर है, इवन मैं कल परसों ये स्वामी राम सुखदास जी का गीता प्रेस वालों का एक प्रवचन था थोड़ा सा, उसमें यही उन्होंने बताया कि इफ यू हैव डिजायर यू हैव टू कम बैक फॉर री इनकारनेशन. उसके लिए दोबारा आपको जन्म लेना पड़ेगा. इसलिए सो वी शुड नॉट हैव एनी डिजायर. इसको आप ऐसा बनाए कि कोई डिजायर ना हो. जैसे कोई सत्संग में कुछ सुन रहा है, वहां अपना ब्लैंकेट भूल गया और घर आ गया, लेकिन वो डिजायर उसकी ब्लैंकेट के पास ही रहेगी कि मैं जाके ले लूं. सिमिलरली इफ यू हैव एनी डिजायर इन दिस वर्ल्ड, कोई भी अनफुलफिल्ड डिजायर हो, उसके लिए यू हैव टू कम बैक हियर फॉर री इनकारनेशन. उसके लिए आपको रीबॉर्न, यहाँ जन्म लेना पड़ेगा. इसलिए सेकंड चैप्टर गीता में तो बहुत है कि बुद्धि का सर्वनाश है, ध्यातो विष्णु संगा, उसमें तो बहुत है. बुद्धि का सर्वनाश हो तो सब कुछ नाश हो जाता है. इसलिए वी शुड हैव नो डिजायर ना, क्योंकि इसका कोई लिमिट नहीं है. अगर डिजायर आज पूरी हो गई, दिस इज टेम्पररी हैप्पीनेस व्हाट यू विल गेट हियर. इसके बाद फिर सेकंड इमीडिएटली विल उसका फिर आ जाएगा, ये आ जाएगा. उसमें तो गीता में यही है, लस्ट, एंगर, डिजायर. लस्ट मीन्स आवर डिजायर, दीज आर 3 हेल ऑफ डोर्स. ये 3 जो है, ये बिल्कुल इसके 3 डोर बताए उन्होंने. इसलिए वी शुड हैव नो डिजायर ना, इससे डिटैच ही होना चाहिए. ऐसा अपने को बनाना कि बिल्कुल जो इनर हैप्पीनेस है बिना डिजायर के, बिना उसके, वी शुड ट्राई टू फाइंड, या वैसा बन जाए कि डिजायर की जरूरत ना पड़े. डिजायरलेस होना ही, आई थिंक, इट्स अ रियल हैप्पीनेस. या
एट द सेम
So,
टाइम के भगवत गीता में कर्म कर्म के लिए भी उतना ही सजग रहने को कहा है कि कर्म तो करते जाना है, पर
थर्ड चैप्टर में, या
उसके साथ अटैच नहीं होना, डिजायर्स को साइड पे रखना. राज जी कुछ कह
my
रहे
question is, Deepak ji, that
हैं?
are we chasing happiness or are we chasing desire? Are they two the same thing?
No, desires
Because I
are
have
coming automatically. Desires one after the other. एक पूरी होती है, दूसरी शुरू हो जाती है. ये तो एक्सपीरियंस ही है ना
no,
अपने.
no, that's fine. I
Right.
understand that. But I'm saying, विनीत जी कुछ कहने वाले थे, सॉरी. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि is desire and happiness same or are they separate?
they
Are
are
we
separate.
chasing the desire or are we chasing the happiness, or are they intertwined that we cannot separate them?
Yeah. Okay, विनीत जी कुछ कह रहे हैं, पहले विनीत जी सुन लेते
नहीं, to answer Rajji's question, मेरे ध्यान में तो ऐसा है कि the main pursuit is happiness. मतलब हम सब किस लिए कर रहे हैं? Everything, even what we are doing now to seeking liberation is because of seeking happiness. सब कुछ जो end है seeking happiness. तो उस happiness को there are so many ways. जैसे so long as the understanding is not there, you're not the realization that you yourself are the self. So you want to fulfill that happiness through desires. Desires will give you a temporary sense of happiness. But the main thing is happiness. कि जो आपका main goal है, मतलब हर इंसान का, मतलब हमारा, आपका, सबका, the whole world is seeking happiness. In fact, the spiritual seeking which we are doing is to seek happiness basically. You know, at the end of the day, it is to seek happiness. जो अपना mind बना हुआ है, the जीव आत्मा है, it wants to seek happiness. And the happiness is not there because the realization that you don't need happiness, that is not there. And once that, you know, that realization comes that you yourself are happiness, then there is no more further need
हैं.
to
Yeah,
seek
you
happiness.
yourself are happiness. Your real self, which is
The real
the
self is
Atma.
happiness.
Yeah.
Okay. The secret is here in the number 10. It says all experience is preceded by desire for becoming happy.
Yeah. That's right.
इसमें मेरा एक बड़ा fundamental question आता है इस पे. If we are doing all this for the happiness of the Jivatma, I mean, not the real self, because the real self is already happy, it doesn't need any more happiness.
Yeah.
But the Jivatma is not real, it's an illusion. So ये सब किस लिए कर रहे हैं? मतलब we are doing it all for an illusion.
We are only doing for physical body.
So
अपना भौतिक शरीर के लिए, only for physical body. तो astral तो always है peace. जो सूक्ष्म है या कारण है, वो तो it's always in happy state. Actually, we are seeking happiness for only physical body. That's why we can control it.
Yeah.
Inner happiness is real.
Yeah.
बहुत
So
scriptures में दिया होता है कि, you know, the self has forgotten its identity, and it is, you know, that's why that the self cannot forget its identity. उसने तो deliberately ये सारा खेल बनाया है. It deliberately forgot the identity so that it can experience the world. So it is the Jivatma which it has forgotten its identity, that it is the self, and then hence the suffering is there, you know.
Actually, happiness is
So the
only
liberation is for no one. The Jivatma
Yeah.
is seeking liberation, but the Jivatma doesn't exist. It's an illusion. So the whole thing is
Actually-
very illusionary और माया का ये. When you really
Actually-
go and think about it, लगता है कि किसको liberation चाहिए? The one who's
Actually,
seeking the liberation
what is
he doesn't
happiness?
exist. You know, the one who's seeking liberation doesn't exist.
Actually,
तो
what is
बड़ा
happiness is
अजीब सा लगता है मसला है. When you think really about it, लगता है कि कुछ है ही नहीं करने को. Everything is there, just enjoy the show. That's it, you know.
actually happiness is only gratification of senses. Yeah. अगर इससे हम ऊपर उठे senses से, तो कुछ भी नहीं है.
So
ज्ञान
the
इंद्रियां,
happiness
कर्म
we are
इंद्रियां,
talking,
तन मात्राएं, जो 20 सेंसेस का है, इससे थोड़ा ऊपर उठ के कुछ भी नहीं है. ये ओनली ग्रेटिफिकेशन ऑफ सेंसेस. कोई ना कोई हमारी सेंसेस जाती, माइंड उसके पीछे जाएगा, वो हैप्पीनेस के लिए बिल्कुल यही है. ओनली फॉर ये सेंसेस के लिए है सारा.
So the happiness we are thinking of normally is for the gratification of the senses.
Senses, yeah.
Well, there is another
Gratification of the
thing.
Jivatma, his Jivatma, I mean, the satisfaction of the Jivatma, basically
Yeah.
the mind and, yeah, senses, mind, the whole
Yeah.
the human complex.
But
Yeah,
there
it's,
is
it's
there
like
is a-
I want to eat rasgulla, so desire comes in me.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is, even if we let all of that go, we are not trying to please the senses anymore and say, okay, because happiness or not happiness, I am going to control my desires. But suppose you have a problem in the body, because right now you're in the body. You have a problem. There is a pain, acute pain or severe pain or whatever going on, and you're saying, "Oh my God, this is too much." And if उसका उपचार होता है, उसकी treatment होती है, and the pain goes away, that is happiness for you. You go, oh, now I am really happy about that. That pain is gone. So that is another kind of happiness. But your desire at that time is just to recover from that pain. You're not wanting any extra bonus or anything like rasagulla or anything, but you just want to get rid of the pain, and that makes you happy even. So the happiness is there, desire is there. It's an automatic process. I think it can go on if it wants to go on. We have to rely on just two things: that do not get overly attached with things, relations, anything. Just don't be too attached. If it happens, happens. If it doesn't happen, doesn't happen. If it is good, that's fine. If it's bad, okay, fine, whatever. That's how it's supposed to be, and I'm just gonna keep going on with an equilibrium of mind. So not gonna be too happy, not gonna be too sad, and that's how I'm gonna make myself react to things. And then things, then there will be a change from the universe to your to your balance of credit and debit, and then it will say, okay, this person is finding the formula right, so let's credit them with some but they have a good sense over things. So जो कोई कर्मा कुर्मा कुछ थोड़ा बहुत जो है वो डिज़ायर्स वगैरह पुरानी वो बर्न आउट कर देंगे. सो देन यू मूव फॉरवर्ड.
Sorry, आप पहले.
राजी, या
दीपक जी, आपने एग्जाम्पल दी पेन की, तो देखिए हैप्पीनेस और डिजायर कमिंग फ्रॉम विद इन यू. Okay. The pain is kind of external. Okay. It's somewhere there, but there is the cause of it normally is external. Even if you have eaten too much, you can have pain in your tummy.
Yeah.
But that's not so. It is again coming from an external source. So whereas happiness is coming from inside you. So when you want to, this pain is not related to happiness. It's making you unhappy. That's true.
Yeah.
Just a moment. But so you wish that this pain goes away.
Yeah.
Okay. So because it's not in your control.
Yeah.
It's not in your control. Whereas happiness, the desire for happiness causes you to do something. So that's the difference I see, that one is desire, the other one is wish.
Yeah, but everything, including the desire that you're referring to, is also because of the contact with the material nature. So it just comes down to the same thing. Material nature के साथ contact हो गया, then there is no stopping the desires. They're gonna keep on coming unless you put a brakes on it, consciously. Vineet ji, yeah.
बड़ा मुझे एक पुराना कोट याद आया है in the context of happiness and desire and this thing. You are happy when you get what you want, you are very happy. But when you when you get what you want, you are very happy. But you are happier when you want what you get. It's like contentment. It's just an interesting quote I had come across a long time back. You are happy when you get what you want, but you are happier when you want what you get. जो मिला है उससे संतुष्ट हो, then you feel happier. जो मिल गया है, that's it. You'll be happier.
अच्छा, सो जो मुझे मिल गया, अगर उससे मैं हैप्पी हूँ या संतुष्ट हूँ, then that is better. That is happier state.
Happier stage.
Good.
It just came to my mind.
Yeah, very good. Good quote.
Yes, it's like if you win $100 lottery, you are happy. But if you win $1 million, then you are happier.
ये तो तृष्णा कभी भी नहीं भरेगी, $1 हो या $1 मिलियन हो। जब तक कंटेंटमेंट नहीं आएगी, तब तक हैप्पीनेस आपके नजदीक नहीं आएगी। जिस दिन आपको कंटेंटमेंट आ गई कि जो प्रभु ने दिया वो भी ठीक है, जो ले गया वो भी ठीक है, जो दे देगा वो भी ठीक है, जब इस तरह की कंटेंटमेंट आनी शुरू हो जाएगी, डिजायरें अपने आप खत्म होनी शुरू हो जाएंगी कि आप कंटेंटेड हो जाएंगे। आप अपनी एज के मुताबिक देख लिए, जवानी में कितनी डिजायर होती हैं, बचपन में क्या कुछ होता है। जो जो बड़े आप होते जाते हो, आपकी डिजायरें कम होती, आप कहते हैं अभी मेरी इच्छा भर गई है, बस आई एम कंटेंटेड, आई डोंट नीड एनीथिंग। मेरे को हीरे नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को कांटे नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मेरे पास सब कुछ भगवान ने दे दिया, आई एम कंटेंटेड। तो इस तरह की हैप्पीनेस आपके पास आनी शुरू हो जाएगी, तो धीरे धीरे जो अदर डिजायर भी हैं आपके पास, वो भी खत्म होनी शुरू हो जाएंगी। पर टाइम, ये इजी जॉब नहीं है कि डिजायरों को कंट्रोल करके रखो, सेंसेस को कंट्रोल करके रखो। इट्स नॉट ए इजी जॉब। वो तो प्रभु की कृपा से अपने अंदर से ही जब पैदा होगा, क्या पैदा होगा ये नहीं मेरे को पता, कहना नहीं आता। जब उसकी इच्छा होगी, अंदर से होना शुरू होगा, तो अपने आप ही आपको खुशियां मिलनी शुरू हो जाएंगी।
ये भी बात मैं कहने वाला था कि प्रभु की इच्छा के बगैर तो मुश्किल है। तो थोड़ा सा गॉड्स ग्रेस जो है ना, उसके ऊपर भी थोड़ा सा रखना पड़ता है, छोड़ना पड़ता है।
गॉड ग्रेस भी है, पर अपना पुरुषार्थ भी करना पड़ेगा।
पुरुषार्थ भी है। या सुरेंद्र जी कुछ कहने वाले थे?
I think Usha ji has put it in a very nice way already. It is the physical body is a vehicle for us to experience God, whether we like it or not. That's the truth. If there was no body, we will never know this part. So having said that, it is your duty and dharma to look after it well. Look after it well. Live in a discipline. Not that I do, but I'm conscious of it. So that discipline itself brings a balance from imbalance. So, like pain, I mean, I had a big surgery. I never forget that. But I kept on remembering God, even in the pain. It was very hard, very, very hard. But I'm coming to physical needs are physical. They will not go away. No matter which way you look at it. Kitna Bhagwan ko yaad karo, what it does is, that grace helps you to go through it. That's where it comes handy. Otherwise kya hai? Aapko shakti deti hai to sustain it. Like women, their children. I mean, most women find it hard. Yet at the moment comes, they can deliver. Now, I'm purely talking from how I'm trying to handle my life this morning. I try in the morning where I fell yesterday. And I say, okay, I will do this and do this and do. And often I find I'm short of that achievement, but there is an achievement. Every moment I could see that joy is there. So the difference between happiness, I mean, I think the Satchidananda is the one I can say. It helps you to live in this very body and be grateful and be a light to other people. So I operate this way through the grace of like Kundalini Yoga, and so it's not cut and dry. Physical body will always have, greatest saint will have a problem, physical body, because if you don't look after it, it has got a warranty, limited warranty as such.
That's right. Yes.
So big thing is if you're doing your action, your like Prashad she mentioned, which is the right word, you keep doing it. What? And it's not wasted. It's taking you bit by bit to an understanding. It improves your subtle understanding, and that's where I am. So I don't know. And
Okay. That's good. So we discussed that quite well.
This was 410, right?
4, 10 and 11 we studied. 10 and 11. Now we go to 12. Atitanagatam swarupatostadyadbhedad dharmanam. The past and future exist in their own nature. Qualities have different ways. Wow. The past and future exist in their own nature. Qualities have different ways. Okay. Number 13. Te vyakta sukshama gunatmanah. They are manifested or fine being of the nature of the gunas. They are manifested or fine being of the nature of the gunas.
I don't understand these 13 and 12 and 13.
Yeah. Yeah, बहुत short में बताया हुआ है. The
Did
gunas
Swami
are,
Vivekananda wrote it? Write it?
yeah, the gunas are three substances, sattva, rajas and tamas, though whose gross state is the sensible universe. Past and future arise from the different modes of manifestation of these gunas. Yeah, different modes of manifestation of these gunas. So even the time itself, it's relative to the manifestations of the gunas. बिकॉज जैसे वो पहले स्टडी करते थे ना, हम यतेंद्र जी कह रहे थे कि द ओरिजिनल स्टेट ऑफ गुनाज आर in balance to each other, just totally balanced state, and then the balance is moved up and down of the gunas, and then there is activity in nature, and that's where all this happens. The time also gets created, past and future, etc. Number 14, parinamakatvad vastutatvam. The unity in things is from the unity in changes. Though there are three substances, their changes being coordinated, all objects have their unity. All objects have their unity. Yeah. Number 15. Vastu samye chitta bhedat tayor vibhaktah pantha. The object being the same, perception and desire vary according to the various minds. यह वो तो हमें दिखता है कि वेरियस माइंड्स के कारण डिज़ायर्स जो वेरी करती हैं, परसेप्शन तो सेम होती है. डिज़ायर वेरी ऑब्जेक्ट्स बीइंग द सेम, ऑब्जेक्ट तो सेम ही होता है पर परसेप्शन और डिज़ायर लोगों की डिफरेंट डिफरेंट होती है क्योंकि उनके माइंड्स डिफरेंट होते हैं. नंबर 16, तदुपरागापेक्षत्वात् चित्तस्य वस्तु ज्ञाता ज्ञातम. Things are known or unknown to the mind, being dependent on the coloring which they give to the mind. या किस प्रकार के वातावरण में आप हो उसका अफेक्ट पड़ता है. एंड कलरिंग मतलब वैसा ही वातावरण जैसा आपको कल्चर मिलता है उसके हिसाब से आपका माइंड ढल जाता है. वैसे बीइंग डिपेंडेंट ऑन द कलरिंग विच दे गिव टू द माइंड. सदा नंबर 17, सदा ज्ञाताक्षितवृत्त प्रभो पुरुषस्या परिणामित्वात्. The states of the mind are always known because the Lord of the mind is unchangeable. Okay, इसके ऊपर थोड़ा purport है. The whole gist of this theory is that the universe is both mental and material, and both the mental and material worlds are in a continuous state of flux. What is this book? It is a combination of molecules in constant change. One lot is going out and another coming in. It is a whirlpool. But what makes the unity? What makes it the same book? The changes are rhythmical. In harmonious order, they are sending impressions to my mind, and these pieced together make a continuous picture. Although the parts are continuously changing, the mind itself is continuously changing. The mind and body are like two layers in the same substance, moving at different rates of speed, relatively one being slower and the other quicker. We can distinguish between the two motions. For instance, a train is moving and another carriage is moving slowly alongside it. It is possible to find the motion of both these to a certain extent, but still something else is necessary. Motion can only be perceived when there is something else which is not moving. But when two or three things are relatively moving, we first perceive the motion of the faster one and then that of the slower one. How is mind to perceive? It is also in a flux. Therefore, another thing is necessary which moves more slowly. Then you must get to something in which the motion is still slower, and so on, and you will find no end. Therefore, logic compels you to stop somewhere. You must complete the series by knowing something which never changes. Behind this never-ending chain of motion is the Purusha, the changeless, the colorless, the pure. All these impressions are merely reflected upon it as rays of light from a camera are reflected upon a white sheet, painting hundreds of pictures on it without in any way tarnishing the sheet. अच्छी एग्जाम्पल दी है स्वामी जी ने. मोशन कैन बी परसीव. ट्रेन वाली जो एग्जांपल दी है ना ये बड़ी ज़बरदस्त है. कई बार हम जा रहे होते हैं ना ट्रेन में तो दूसरी तरफ से भी ट्रेन आ रही होती है. लगता है जैसे द ट्रेन इज द अदर साइड इज अ स्टैंड स्टिल. गाड़ी के चक्के घूम रहे होते हैं ना, घूम रहे होते हैं, कभी कई बार टीवी पे या कहीं देखो आप पिक्चर, लग रहा है कि भी स्टिल, इट्स जस्ट द व्हील इज ऑन इन स्टिल, नॉट मोशन, इट्स मोशनलेस, बट इट्स गोइंग टू फास्ट. Such an illusion for the mind. Mind is not that fast, so it cannot catch it, you know. So I don't know how that works, but it's recommended that we slow ourselves down, slow the mind down totally, and then things will be much more clearer. Number 18. Na tat swabhans drishyatvat. Mind is not self-luminous, being an object. Okay, इसकी अपनी रोशनी नहीं है माइंड की, इसको रोशनी दूसरी जगह से मिलती है. Mind is an object. Tremendous power is manifested everywhere in nature, but yet something tells us that it is not self-luminous, not essentially intelligent. The Purusha alone is self-luminous and gives its light to everything. It is its power that is percolating through all matter and force. Yeah. Just like our eyes, you know, we think the eyes are seeing. Actually, eyes की नहीं है रोशनी, वो जो रोशनी है वो अंदर से ही आ रही है, पुरुषा की रोशनी है, वो उसको प्रकाशित कर रही है. नहीं तो पुरुषा निकल गया तो बॉडी में तो आई तो वही वहीं के वही पड़ी है, बट इट कैन नॉट सी, कांट डू एनीथिंग. और वही निकाल के कई बार दूसरे के कहीं ट्रांसप्लांट कर देते हैं, and that the same eye is working there. Number 19. एक समये चोभयान वधारणम. From its being unable to cognize two things at the same time. If the mind were self-luminous, it would be able to cognize everything at the same time, which it cannot. If you pay deep attention to one thing, you lose another. If the mind were self-luminous, there would be no limit to the impressions it could receive. The Purusha can cognize all in one moment. Therefore, the Purusha is self-luminous and the mind is not. Number 20. Chintantarak dishye buddhirti prasangam samriti sankarascha. Another cognizing mind being assumed, there will be no end to such assumptions and confusing of memory. Let us suppose that there is another mind which cognizes the first. There will have to be something which cognizes that, and so there will be no end to it. It will result in confusion of memory. There will be no storehouse of memory. So kind of analyze कर रहे हैं उसी चीज को. Number 21. चित्तेर प्रतिसंक्रमायास्तदाकारापतो स्वबुद्धि samvedanam. The essence of knowledge, the Purusha, being unchangeable, when the mind takes its form, it becomes conscious. Patanjali says this to make it more clear that knowledge is not a quality of the Purusha. When the mind comes near the Purusha, it is reflected as it were upon the mind, and the mind for the time being becomes knowing and seems as if it were itself the Purusha. Yes, just for creating that illusion, that process has been granted by the nature, that mind seems to think that itself is Purusha. Number 22. Drishya dishyoparaktam chittam sarvartham. Colored by the seer and the seen, the mind is able to understand everything. On the one side, the external world, the seen, is being reflected, and on the other, the seer is being reflected. Thus comes the power of all knowledge of the mind. Number 23. Tada sankha ye yavasanna chitram api parartham samhatyakaritvat. The mind, through its innumerable desires, acts for another, the Purusha, being combinations. The mind is a compound of various things, and therefore it cannot work for itself. Everything that is a combination in this world has some object for their combination, some third thing for which this combination is going on. So this combination of mind is for the Purusha. Number 24. Vishesha darshina atma bhava bhavana vinivritti. For the discriminating the perception of the mind as Atman ceases. Through discrimination, the yogi knows that the Purusha is not mind. Number 25. Tada vivekan nimnam nam kavalya prag bharam chittam. Then, bent on discriminating, the mind attains the previous state of kavalya, isolation. Thus, the practice of yoga leads to discriminating power, to clearness of vision. The veil drops from the eyes and we see things as they are. We find that this nature is a compound and is showing the panorama for the Purusha, who is the witness that this nature is not the Lord, that the whole of these combinations of nature are simply for the sake of showing these phenomena to the Purusha, the enthroned king within. When discrimination comes by long practice, fear ceases and the mind attains isolation. Yeah.
What does Kavalya means?
Kaivalya means isolation. यहाँ पर उन्होंने ब्रैकेट में कैवल्य को isolation बताया कि mind attains isolation, meaning the only one. Isolation. And I think कैवल्य जो है, कैवल्य स्थिति.
Is that not a meditation? I mean, indrawn?
या कैवल्य स्थिति जो है वो जहाँ तक मुझे याद है, it's referred to for the Purusha itself. I don't know, Swamiji is here using it for the mind.
That is correct, Deepak ji. It's referred to the Brahma, because keval, when we say keval,
Hmm.
जैसे
Only.
only, yeah, it means only, nothing else. It means separation.
Yeah. Okay.
केवल मुझे आज केवल पानी पीना है, जल पीना है, तो और कुछ नहीं, और everything else is separated.
Yeah.
So you are right. Keval is used for Brahma also.
Ekant.
Basically, awareness, consciousness is Kaivalya. जो awareness is Kaivalya. That state of
Nothingness.
awareness, that is Kaivalya.
Yeah, so again, it is separate. Like, it comes from Neti Neti, Vedanta
Correct.
philosophy.
After Niti Niti,
Not
whatever
this,
remains,
not
that
this,
is
not
Kaivalya.
that, then, only that.
क्या कह रहे हैं विनीत जी?
जैसे राज जी कह रहे हैं, नीति नीति, basically when you eliminate everything, that you're not this, you're not this, you're not the mind, you're not the eyes, you're not the whatever, Jivatma, then finally whatever remains, that is Kaivalya. Whatever remains, that is awareness, Kaivalya, consciousness.
Sorry, Viniji, it's not that whatever remains, that is the only thing.
That's the only thing. I mean, no, by the process of Niti Niti, whatever remains, that is the only existence.
Yeah, it doesn't remain. That is the only thing. Whatever else is not, it's Neti.
क्योंकि अष्टवक्र में, गीता में बड़ा अच्छा है कि इसका दिया हुआ है कि जो कुछ भी है सारा कुछ, I'll read that thing, उसका है कि ज्ञानम ज्ञेयम तथा ज्ञात तृतीयम नास्ति वास्तवम. मैं इसका ट्रांसलेशन बताऊंगा. अज्ञानात् भाति सोहम अस्मि निरंजन. इसका मैं ट्रांसलेशन देता हूँ. इसमें जो आप राज जी कह रहे हैं एग्जैक्टली द सेम, कि और कुछ है ही नहीं, इट्स ओनली दैट. ये अष्टवक्र में दिया हुआ है, बड़ा अच्छा है. व्हेन यू मेडिटेट अपॉन इट, बड़ा अच्छा लगता है उसका,
Okay.
It says, it says the knowledge, the known, the knower. Knowledge, the known and the knower. Known मतलब जो ऑब्जेक्ट है, जो आप देख रहे हो. knower is your mind, जो अभी जो जीवात्मा है, knower. and knowledge, जो मतलब knowledge लिया है जीवात्मा ने. all these three do not exist in reality. None of these three exist in reality. The self is flawless. Well, the only thing which exists is the self, या kaivalya, या consciousness, and appears as these three. That he himself is appearing as these three due to lack of awareness. तो ये मतलब basically it is that, जैसे राज जी कह रहे हैं, और कुछ है ही नहीं. This is the only absolute reality, and बाकी सब वो हमें virtual reality देख रहे हैं हम लोग, जो we are when the consciousness is enjoying the show. And we are the हम जरिया है उसके. We are not living, we are being lived. We are being lived by consciousness, and the consciousness is living through us and enjoying the show which has created itself.
Yeah. So at least even if that's the case, then we are getting closer to understanding it.
Because when you meditate on this, you'll realize there's nothing to worry about. कुछ करना नहीं है, just relax, take it easy and enjoy the show. जो ऊपर वाला enjoy कर रहा है show, let him enjoy. You don't get involved in it. अपने आप को निकाल देना है picture से.
Yeah.
As a person, that individual personality should not be there. उसको eliminate कर दीजिए. World will go away automatically. And enjoy. Let Purush enjoy the show he has created. It is for his enjoyment that he has created it. Let him enjoy it.
ठीक है. Good explanation. कितना टाइम हो गया? 4:09. तच्छिद्रेषु प्रत्ययान्तराणि संस्कारेभ्य. The thoughts that arise as obstructions to that are from impressions. All the various ideas that arise making us believe that we require something external to make us happy are obstructions to that perfection. The Purusha is happiness and blessedness by its own nature, but that knowledge is covered over by past impressions. These impressions have to work themselves out. जो संस्कारा है ना, उनकी बात कर रहे हैं from the past incarnations. Number 27. Hanam esham klesha vaduktam. Their destruction is in the same manner as of ignorance, etc., as said before. Number 28. Prasankhyane apyakusidasya sarvatha viveka khyāter dharme meghah samadhih. Even when arriving at the right discriminating knowledge of the senses, he who gives up the fruits unto him comes as the result of perfect discrimination, the samadhi, called the cloud of virtue. When the yogi has attained to this discrimination, all these powers will come that were mentioned in the last chapter, but the true yogi rejects them all. Unto him comes a peculiar knowledge, a particular light called the Dharma Megha, the cloud of virtue. All the great prophets of the world, whom history has recorded, had this. They had found the whole foundation of knowledge within themselves. Truth of them had become real. Peace and calmness and perfect purity became their own nature after they had given up all these vanities of powers. ठीक है. Number 29. Tatah klesha karma nivrittihi. From that comes cessation of pains and works. When that cloud of virtue has come, then no more is there fear of falling, nothing can drag the yogi down, no more will there be evils for him, no more pains. So यहाँ पर ये भी जवाब दे दिया उन्होंने कि after the practice that is recommended in here and that succeeds, then there will be no more pains. So मैं पहले पेन से डर रहा था, पर अब ये भी एश्योरेंस होगी कि पेन भी नहीं तेरे को फील होगी, बिकॉज तेरे ऊपर वो क्लाउड ऑफ वर्च्यू जो है, धर्म मेघ, वो आ जाएगा, छा जाएगा ऊपर. Number 30. Tada sarva varna malapetasya jnanasya anantyageyam alpam. Then knowledge bereft of covering and impurities becoming infinite, the knowable becomes small. Knowledge itself is there, its covering is gone. One of the Buddhistic scriptures sum up what is meant by the Buddha, which is the name of a state. It defines it as infinite knowledge, infinite as the sky. Jesus attained to that state and became the Christ. All of you will attain to that state, and knowledge becoming infinite, the knowledge becomes small. This whole universe with all its knowable becomes as nothing before the Purusha. The ordinary man thinks himself very small because to him the knowable seems to be so infinite. Yeah. So the knowable becomes small after our practice succeeds. Number 31. Tatah kritarthanam parinam kram parisamaptir gunam. Then are finished the successive transformations of the qualities, they have attained the end. Then all these various transformations of the qualities which change from species to species cease forever. तो उसी को मोक्ष बोल देते हैं फिर कि मोक्ष हो गया.
Why are these two lines written so small? Is
हाँ,
there some?
बिकॉज वो उन्होंने फिट करना था बीच में ना. कई बार वो पेज का क्रम जो है वो ठीक रखने के लिए ना दे मेक अ स्मॉलर फॉन्ट एंड दे जस्ट फिट इट.
Okay, there's no meaning to it.
Yeah, because I've been doing this kind of thing myself, so I know how cleverly we can just, क्योंकि ये नंबर पेज नंबर 141 में उसी को समेट दिया है और उसके बाद फिर अगला जो है ना नंबर 33 वहाँ से शुरू हो जाता है, तो इसलिए किया है. So number 32. क्षण प्रतियोगी परिणाम परांत निर्ग्राहरहयः क्रमः. The changes that exist in relation to moments and which are perceived at the other end, at the end of a series, are succession. Patanjali here defines the word succession, the changes that exist in relation to moments. While I am thinking, many moments pass, and with each moment there is a change of idea. But we only perceive these changes at the end of a series. So perception of time is always in the memory. This is called succession, but for the mind that has realized omnipresence, all these have finished. Everything has become present. For it, the present alone exists. The past and future are lost. This stands controlled, and all knowledge is there in 1 second. Everything is known like a flash. Does it make sense to anyone? Yeah,
You have to read it again. It's quite complex.
quite complex. It's basically the things that Yatendraji keeps on harping about, every time he would say, oh, yeah, you want to talk about present? Here is the present. Hold it. You can't hold it. It's gone. Look, I mean, it's gone, past. Now it's past. I was speaking this, now it's gone. So that is only because we are bound in this capsule thing, material perception thing. Once we identify as Purusha, everything ceases to exist, time ceases to exist, and we are always in present. And that is the goal that we want to achieve. Vinitji, yeah, you have to unmute. Unmute kar lena. We can't hear. Yeah.
The concept of time comes in the universe, like the planets are moving, the planet Earth is moving around the sun. It gives a sense of time that, okay, it is day and hours have passed, days have passed, months. But since the whole universe is in the consciousness, everything is in awareness. There is no other thing other than, there is no relative movement with respect to consciousness. Only consciousness is, and the universe is in consciousness.
Yeah.
Or the extreme Advaita will say it is consciousness. So if there is all within consciousness, there is no such thing as time, because it is happening within you know,
Yeah.
within consciousness, there is no relative object by which you can determine time, like the earth going around the sun. Kuch hai nahi, sway, there's Chid Akash, only the sky of consciousness is there, and that's it.
Yeah.
So time
Yeah.
cannot arise, you know, so it's like
Yeah.
so in fact, one of the techniques given by some philosophers, like there's a, I think I may have mentioned Eckhart Tolle. He's a Canadian guy.
Namaskar.
He's in Vancouver. So he
Namaskar.
has written that, I think I read two of his books. One of them is Power of Now.
Okay.
The other one is Stillness Speaks. So he says, okay, if you want to get the feeling of awareness, you want to get closer to awareness, what you do is just live in the present. Just think everything in the present. Forget the past, because past is the creation of the mind.
Yeah.
Future is a creation of the mind.
Yeah. You're
So to
talking
eliminate
about
the mind,
Eckhart
of course, yoga and everything is there, but this is just another practical method of
Yeah.
being in the present. You know, like you're always with awareness, because the mind doesn't exist if you're not thinking of the past, you're not thinking of the future. You're focused on what at this moment is going on, and that's it. And at this moment, there is nothing but awareness, nothing but awareness. You know?
Yeah. You're talking about Eckhart Tolle?
Eckhart Tolle, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've read his books. It's amazing. Yeah.
The last one was Stillness Speaks. I read that one. The Power of Now, I read it. Then Stillness Speaks. It gives a very nice concept. It's
Yeah.
doing the same thing as yoga in a different way. It's basically stilling the mind, but with a different way.
Different way. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So number 33. पुरुषार्थ शून्यानां गुणानां प्रतिस्प्रसवः कैवल्यं स्वरूप प्रतिष्ठाव चित्ति शक्तिरेति. The resolution in the inverse order of the qualities perfect. I think they're trying to say bereft of any motive of action for the Purusha is Kaivalya, or it is the establishment of the power of knowledge in its own nature. Nature's task is done, this unselfish task which our sweet nurse nature had imposed upon herself, as it were. She gently took the self-forgetting soul by the hand and showed him all the experiences in the universe, all manifestations, bringing him higher and higher through various bodies, till his glory came back and he remembered his own nature. Then the kind mother went back the way she came for others who have also lost their way in the trackless desert of life, and thus she is working without beginning and without end, and thus through the pleasure and pain, through good and evil, the infinite river of souls is flowing into the ocean of perfection of self-realization. Glory unto those who have realized their own nature. May their blessings be on us all. And that seems like the end of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. I've come to the last page. 142. Well, I'm glad this is over. This was a tough subject. And for me to conduct this, thank you Yatinder ji for putting me into this difficult situation.
It's a very, very difficult scripture. बहुत समझने में बहुत मुश्किल.
Yeah.
The translation is so
यतिंदर
difficult.
जी होते तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा एक्सप्लेन करते, बिकॉज उन्होंने तो बहुत बार स्टडी किया है ना. सो I'm sorry about the shortcomings that I have about
No, it
this.
was very,
But
You don't have to be
very
sorry. You're
educative.
doing a good
We
job.
are all on the same path. We are all trying to learn.
yeah,
We are learning from each other.
चलिए तो पतंजलि महर्षि जी को शत शत
नमस्कार।
प्रणाम। उन्होंने ये हमारे लिए बना के छोड़ दिया है सब मनुष्य जाति के लिए। तो इट्स सो नाइस टू हैव दिस शास्त्र within our realm. So we will close this one. Done. Patanjali Yoga Sutra.
Did you say you finished at 42?
Yeah, it was page 142 and that was it. It
Acha.
wasn't going any further. Is there any more to it?
No.
The end of the book.
Huh.
No.
Chronologically, what came before? Gita came before, or Patanjali Yoga Sutras, or how is the chronology? Like Upanishads and then Gita and then
Gita
Patanjali
Gita
Yoga
came
Sutras came
before
after
for
that,
sure.
or
Gita came before Patanjali's Yoga Sutra.
Yeah,
The
I see.
Upanishads came first.
Upanishads, okay.
yeah. Upanishads came first.
So my
And then-
my question, Deepak ji, is Raj Yoga based on this interpretation like Swami Vivekananda?
Raj Yoga.
Because
Raj
that's what
Yoga
they say.
is more explained in Bhagavad Gita. Raj Yoga is explained, and I think one or two other places. But this one is called Ashtanga Yoga. You know, Patanjali Yoga Sutra is Ashtanga because it's got 8 limbs to it, so they call it Ashtanga Yoga.
So I know that, but
Yeah.
so like there is no mention of Raj Yoga in this.
No.
So what is Raj Yoga then?
Yeah, Raj Yoga is also similar stuff, you know, meditation, that sort of thing, Raj Yoga. So it is actually Raj Yoga essentially, but the process here mentioned is called Ashtanga Yoga. It leads to Raj Yoga. The effect is all the same, Raj Yoga, which is meditating upon the self, that you are the self, you are the spirit self and not the material parts that you perceive yourself to be.
So
अभी अब तो प्रभु से यही प्रार्थना है कि ये इन रूल जो है उनके ऊपर चलना हमको सिखाएं। पहले तो डिसिप्लिन, जैसे सुरेंद्र भाई साहब ने कहा, डिसिप्लिन वही नहीं होता पहले पूरा। दूसरी, निर्भय, बिल्कुल डरो नहीं किसी से भी, नो मैटर व्हाट। किसी से डरने की जरूरत नहीं है, डरो उस परमात्मा से। तीसरी बात है कि सच बोलना, झूठ बोलना ही नहीं, अपना अकाउंट खराब करना ही नहीं है। नो मैटर व्हाट, कभी फांसी पे भी चढ़ना पड़े तो झूठ नहीं बोलना। जब ये का क्वालिटी अपने अंदर पैदा होनी शुरू हो जाएंगी तो हम तब सोचेंगे कि भी हम उस सड़क पे चलना शुरू कर रहे हैं। तो ये सारी बातें जब धीरे धीरे अंदर आएंगी मेडिटेशन प्रैक्टिस की वजह से, फिर हम कहेंगे कि हम उस पाथ पे चल अभी शुरू करेंगे। अभी वही नहीं हो रहा, हम तो झूठ नहीं बोलते, डिसिप्लिन ही पहले होता। आज प्रार्थना कर लो, देर हो गई, कल या कोई काम पड़ गया तो कह देते हैं चल अपने बिस्तर पे बैठ के पाठ कर लेंगे। तो वही जो कहते हैं ना कि जिस प्रभु ने इतना सब कुछ दिया है उसको क्यों भूलना।
बिल्कुल।
बाकी सबका अपना अपना है, सबके अपने अपने ख्याल हैं, अपने अपने कर्म हैं, अपने संस्कार हैं, वो तो मेरे को नहीं पता, सबका अपना अपना है।
हाँ वो तो है ही। ठीक है, सुरेंद्र जी ने हाथ खड़ा किया पहले।
With humility, I want to share something. What we are doing here is not just a exercise of intellect. It's not.
Okay.
We are really probing into ourselves, depending on our own abilities and potentials. It's already happening.
Okay.
To varying degree. It depends on your capacity. What I wanted to share with you is I'm very cautious. I'm not being pompous, but some things happen to me almost daily. Yesterday, I go for a long walk, especially when the weather is pretty good. So I chant on the way, and towards the end, in the 16 Mile Creek, there's a stone. I sit down and meditate for a couple of minutes and do my prayer. And so at the end of it, with closed eye, I sit like this and bless everybody that I know and I don't know. Coming from there's a path going very steep to the creek. There was a lady walking up. She thought I was doing to her.
Okay.
So she walked up. By the time she came to me, she started crying profusely.
Wow.
Profusely, I said, "Oh, please save my daughter. She needs help. Would you pray for her?" And so on. I mean, I was totally taken by this thing. I said, "Would you pray for her?" She's got 2 children. She suffered. I asked, "What's the problem?" She said she suffered from depression. Then I quickly shared with my wife. All her life she had it, and in the end, she said, "Would you talk to my daughter, sir?" And she was from Iraq, Muslim.
Achha.
Now I do not know what I told her, why I told her, but the point is, I was the media of that grace for her.
Yeah.
Without me knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's the beauty of it. I gave her my phone number. I don't think she'll call because but in the end she was laughing and laughing. Say thank you. You know, the point I made, when you are really down, somebody does come up to you in the form of grace.
Even you silently doing your prayers, and she thought, oh, there is a holy man sitting over here.
Well,
Maybe I will
That's
ask him
probably
to
what it was.
do
no,
some prayers.
I'm very cautious in sharing that way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
Were you cross-legged?
what I'm no, stop.
Did you have your cross-legged?
Just stop that one. It's not important. The thing is, around each of us,
We can have a laugh.
we have a light, all of us. Sometimes it shines very much. I did not know, but I'm just saying that she had the trust. A total stranger woman coming up to me and says, "Do this and do that." The point is, we all have it.
Yeah.
Just want to remind you. In fact, you do practice. There's no kind of a limit. Okay, you do a million years. Nothing like that. If you stay in a good place of your heart, the rest follows by itself. It's magical. So I was not going to share, but I couldn't resist it. I thought, do not undervalue our efforts. They are great efforts. These ones.
That's good.
And I benefit from it all the time.
Yeah, that's a good story. राज जी आप कुछ कह रहे थे? भूल तो नहीं गए? अनम्यूट करना पड़ेगा।
क्या मुझसे कह रहे हैं आप?
हाँ, आपने हाथ खड़ा किया था ना पहले।
Hey, I just wanted to keep on the what's about the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So Swami Vivekananda has described it here, what it means to him. So, and it's Ashtanga Yoga. So, did he cover all the anga, so to say, all the parts of Ashtanga Yoga?
ये पहले किया ना ऊपर में जब
in the beginning, yeah.
हमने.
No, I missed that one. So
yeah,
yes, I have to go through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has covered the whole thing.
It's covered. Yeah, if you go back to the beginning, that's where all the ashtangs are explained, and what we need to do. इसके ऊपर काफी व्याख्या हमने पहले भी पढ़ी है और कई बार यतेंद्र जी भी बताते हैं अष्टांग योग के ऊपर. बट जो आसनास वगैरह है ना, those are also related to all this. You know, when he comes to the asanas, and then he go, okay, now find a guru for your asanas, or find a manual for those asanas. और उसके asanas के इतने manual जबरदस्त बने हुए हैं पूरे diagrams के साथ हमारे लिटरेचर्स में. एंड देन ईच आसना का अपना एक संस्कृत नाम है, और कोई भी योगा प्लेसेस है ना, वो उसको एक्चुअली वो चेंज नहीं करना चाहिए उनको. वो अपना नाम दे देते हैं, वो इंग्लिश नेम दे देते हैं, बट originally they have to tell them that this asana is called this in Sanskritam, you know.
I know they don't change name in other traditions. See,
Yeah.
like karate or Chinese things, they will not change the name. But when it's Indian, they will change the name.
Yeah, they'll change the name. Yeah, they try to give it some kind of cat pose or dog pose or that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
उसका अपना जो संस्कृत नाम है वो भी उनको बताना पड़ता है. When it comes to their books, you know, literature and everything, they have written it there.
No, I mentioned this I used to participate in one this yoga session, so-called yoga session. So I said this, what you are saying is how does it matter? You know, the main thing is we are doing it and we are benefiting from it. So who cares what the name?
Yeah, no, but they have to credit just for the sake of giving the credit and to get the right meaning of the asana. You have to say the Sanskrit word, and then it makes more sense. I've got 4 of them on my wall there. Bhujanga asana. I like the Bhujanga asana. You know, ऐसे करके जो करते हैं.
Yeah, it's very good for your back.
Back, yeah, Bhujangasana.
Good for your spine, yeah. Bhujangasana.
Yeah.
In English, we say cobra.
Cobra.
Like cobra. Just like this. इंडिया में जो है ना भारतीय योगा संस्थान है, उनकी जो टोटल ब्रांचेस है वो 599 ब्रांचेस है उनकी आजकल. इन एवरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट दे हैव ओपन ब्रांचेस, और पूरा फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट हर स्टेट के डिस्ट्रिक्ट में उनकी है. ये बना तो फॉरेन में भी खोली है भारतीय योगा संस्थान. और नेम ऑफ आसन जो है उनके वही रखा हुआ, सूर्य नमस्कार वही है, तो बिल्कुल दूसरे भी वो सेम नाम वही रखे हुए हैं उन्होंने.
Okay.
कोई चेंज नहीं है. जितने 15-20 मेन जो है ना, उनको कोई चेंज नहीं किया. वज्रासन है, और यही आपने जो लोकासन है ऐसे, और हलासन है. ये सारे 20-25 आसन जो बिल्कुल वो कराते हैं. प्राणायाम का वही नेम है उनका. वो तो बहुत देर से पहले, इवन बाबा रामदेव जी से ही पहले से वो हम जाते थे वहाँ ब्रांचेस में, पूरा सीखते थे. हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में उनकी ब्रांचेस थी, फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट था उनका. वो बड़ा अच्छा, उनकी बुक्स छपी हुई है, प्रिंटेड है उनकी.
शायद ऑनलाइन भी होंगे अब तो.
हाँ, मेन उनका ऑनलाइन भी. वो पीछे कोविड में तो एवरी सैटरडे वो सेशन लेते थे. लेकिन उनका जो मेन दिल्ली में हेडक्वार्टर है भारतीय योगा संस्थान.
अच्छा.
अब तो उनका योग ऋषि जी है, और उनकी बुक्स वगैरह जो मेरे पास अभी भी पड़ी है, 101 ये रोग और योग भारतीय योगा संस्थान. तो इनके जो मेन जो संस्थापक थे प्रकाश लाल जी थे, तो ये बिल्कुल इनकी 5 बता रहे हैं 599 है. तो वही जो पूरे के पूरे जो बिल्कुल नेम वही है. संस्कार आसन है, अर्ध शलभासन है, कौन आसन है, योग मुद्रा, अर्ध मत्स्येंद्रासन, गोमुखासन. उन्होंने कोई नेम चेंज नहीं किया. अर्ध चंद्रासन है, त्रिकोण आसन है. तो ये पूरे के पूरे जो वो सारे
कहने का
उनके
मतलब कि ये दीज आर ऑल पार्ट ऑफ दिस सिस्टम कि ये पतंजलि योगा सूत्र सब योगा वाले जो कोर्स कराते हैं ना, दे टीच देम दिस पतंजलि। आई डोंट नो इफ दे टीच द होल थिंग, बट एंड पार्ट्स ऑफ भगवद गीता ऑल्सो दे टीच देम। बिकॉज मेरे को एक लेडी ने वहाँ पर पूरी कोर्स बुक अपनी दे दी थी मेरे को फॉर डूइंग समथिंग, यू नो, क्रिएटिंग आवर ओन कोर्स। तो मैंने क्रिएट तो
Actually,
किया नहीं, पर उसकी बुक
yeah,
मेरे पास पड़ी है।
Ramdev Baba, you know, before he just popularized it all over the world.
या
Abhi, you know, he did 5 days camp in my hometown.
ओके।
It's very recently in
विच
Kasganj.
इज विच इज योर होम टाउन?
Kasganj.
कासगंज। अच्छा
Yeah, it's on YouTube now.
अच्छा
Yeah, he did just last week.
अच्छा।
ये
वेरी गुड।
भाटिया योग संस्थान तो पहले का ही था, बहुत बाबा रामदेव से पहले का ही। बिल्कुल उसके बाद इनकी ये बुक छपी हुई थी और सारी।
या
अब तो ये क्योंकि उनके वो पब्लिसिटी इतनी नहीं थी, टीवी में नहीं थी और नहीं था, बस इसलिए थोड़ा लोगों को नहीं पता, जो जाते थे वहीं सीखते थे।
हाँ, वो तो आप सही बात कह रहे हैं, लेकिन रामदेव बाबा ने इसको पॉपुलराइज कर दिया, you know, by
पॉपुलराइज होना
going on the stage
बिल्कुल,
and doing it.
या टीवी करके और करके यही ना सारा
हाँ।
पॉपुलराइज हो गया, बिल्कुल इसी से हो गया पूरा।
चलिए तो
लेकिन वही आसन वही है, सब कुछ वही है।
हाँ, नहीं वो तो है, लेकिन अब रामदेव बाबा की वजह से करोड़ों लोग कर रहे हैं ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड।
इसलिए ना वो पब्लिसिटी हो गया, टीवी पे हो गया। यहाँ जो हमारे सिखाते थे वही सीखते थे, जो जाएंगे गार्डन में जाएंगे, उनके जहाँ थे हमारे लगते थे रोज, इवन वो भी ना।
अरे नाउ इज मल्टी-बिलियन डॉलर इंडस्ट्री। सी वेस्ट इज वेरी गुड इन कमर्शियलाइजिंग
ओ या बिजनेस में, आप तो बिल्कुल बिजनेस में हो गया।
और उन्होंने क्रिश्चियन योगा भी बना दिया, क्योंकि
वो
दे कुड नॉट प्रोहिबिट इट
या
फॉर क्रिश्चियंस, तो अब उन्होंने अपना क्रिश्चियन योगा ही बना दिया।
ये बड़ी कंट्रीब्यूशन है उनकी भी ना, हिंदुइज्म में, सनातन में गुरुकुल या आश्रम बना दिया बच्चों के लिए, और सारा ये बड़ी कंट्रीब्यूशन है उनकी, बहुत ज्यादा।
अब भजन सुनाए भाई साहब।
हाँ जी, एक भजन कर लेते हैं, फिर ये थोड़ी सी मेडिटेशन करेंगे 10 मिनट्स। है आँख वो, है आँख वो जो शाम का दर्शन किया करे, है आँख वो जो शाम का दर्शन किया करे, है शीश जो प्रभु चरण में वंदन किया करे, बेकार वो मुख है जो रहे व्यर्थ बातों में, बेकार वो मुख है जो रहे व्यर्थ बातों में, मुख वो है जो हरि नाम का सुमिरन किया करे, हीरे मोती हीरे मोती से नहीं शोभा है हाथ की, है हाथ जो भगवान का पूजन किया करे, मर कर भी अमर नाम है उस जीव का जग में, प्रभु प्रेम में बलिदान जो जीवन किया करे। ऐसी लागी लगन, ऐसी लागी लगन, ऐसी लागी लगन, लागी लागी रे लगन, लागी लागी रे लगन। ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली। मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन। कोई रोके नहीं कोई टोके नहीं, मीरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी। कोई रोके नहीं कोई टोके नहीं, कोई रोके नहीं कोई टोके नहीं, मीरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी। बैठी संतों के संग रंगी मोहन के रंग, मीरा प्रेमी प्रीतम को मनाने लगी। बैठी संतों के संग रंगी मोहन के रंग, मीरा प्रेमी प्रीतम को मनाने लगी। वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, 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 बन के जोगन चली। बन के जोगन चली, 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 ओ बन के जोगन चली, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली। ओ मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन, मीरा हो गई मगन। राणा ने विष दिया मानो अमृत पिया, राणा ने विष दिया मानो अमृत पिया, मीरा सागर में सरिता समाने लगी, दुख लाखों सहे मुख से गोविंद कहे, मीरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी, वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन, वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन, ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन, ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन। जय श्री कृष्ण।
बहुत सुंदर,
बहुत बढ़िया जी, बहुत ही अच्छा,
बहुत अच्छा है, बिल्कुल।
पूरा अनूप जलोटा याद करा दिया जी। हाँ जी,
या मैं अनूप जलोटा के काफी लाइक करता हूँ भजन। चलिए 10 मिनट मेडिटेशन के लिए बैठ जाएंगे। एक मंत्र मैं बोलूँगा और उसी के साथ 10 मिनट्स का टाइमर। ओम नमो भगवते तस्मै यत् एतच्चिदात्मकं पुरुषाय आदिबीजाय परेशाय अभिधीमहि। Starts.